What's up everyone? I have a 5 Rhino victory for you today, and it's one of the more difficult ones surprisingly, because Rhino is kind of difficult to get started with. The stats of Rhino are nice, but the effect is pretty lackluster, and the inability to buff it until you find it, and you find it at tier 5 is very unfortunate. So yeah, it all adds up, and despite it having very good starting stats, I think one of the best starting stats in the entire pack, it's very difficult to get to work. But I did manage to do it somehow, and you can see from the duration of the video the run isn't that long, so I don't think Rhino would do well in the late game, even though its ability is useful for popping melon armors and such. But the summon teams destroy it, camel, elephant teams destroy it, blowfish teams also kind of counter it. So yeah, it has a lot of natural counters in the habitat, and you would think that Rhino teams would counter summon teams, but in the end game the tokens the team starts spawning are like 2020 in stats, and Rhino ability even at level 2 isn't usually enough. You'd need actually I think it would be enough, because it's 8 damage, and no, actually it wouldn't be, excuse me, because it's 8 damage that gets doubled for token units, but that's still only 16, so you would need like a level 3 Rhino to counter summon teams in the late game, which is very difficult to get, especially if you're aiming to get 5, because obviously that if you're aiming to go for 5, you're not going to be stacking the ones you do get. So you're just relying on Chocolate, and at that point Chocolate has better targets that you will see later in the run. I think actually I was going to say that I give Chocolate to better targets during the run, but I don't think I buy chocolates. I'm not really sure, this run happened a while ago, so please forgive me if my memory is kind of fuzzy. But this is a very good turn. Although I don't get the Rhino straight away, I do get 2 very good units to set up for it when it eventually comes. The turkey is going to give +3/+3 to the Rhino when it initially joins the team, so it's going to be like an 8/11. And after that the seal is going to skyrocket the Rhino in stats, and hopefully that's good enough for Rhino to get to the 10 win. It should be good enough. Rhino is, Seal is good enough for most of the units in this game. But anyway, I don't really have much to spend my gold on this turn. Maybe I should have bought some food to give the team some buffs via the seal, but it's not really going to matter ultimately, because all of these units are going to be gone eventually. I think this is the turn where it all starts. Yeah, this is the first Rhino, and I do slot it into the team. 8/11. For turn 9, quite nice. I don't think it's as good as a frontline unit, but it can clear out some backline units at least. I'm kind of debating here if I should be selling the crocodile or the beaver. I did end up selling the crocodile. Maybe that was a misplay. The beaver has equipment and better stats, but the crocodile has a way better ability. I think I would have lost to this team either way. You can see, even though it's a summon team of sorts, they had whale with the deer. That's still too good for the Rhino to counter. The bus has +5/+5 and chili, so it does amazing damage to the team. Very destructive. But yeah, this is the setup I'll be going with as usual. This is the seal. Usually I like to buff 3 units at a time, but this time around I haven't found 3 Rhinos, so I'm just going for 2 unit scaling. 2 unit scaling isn't bad, honestly, because this way the stats are way more condensed, so the Rhino may actually survive a trade or 2 and get to trigger its ability. Not that its ability is going to be very strong, but you know, it's a bonus. It's a bonus if it gets to destroy a melon armor and such. Sadly, the pizza there didn't hit the seal, it hit only the 2 Rhinos. I maybe should have bought the chocolate, but yeah, I was kind of hopeful that the seal would receive a buff. Unfortunately, it didn't. And yet another team destroys us here. You can see this, the Rhino isn't good at all against summon teams, contrary to what you might expect. Although if I keep buffing them, maybe they will become good, who knows. But I don't think that the ability is going to matter after that. They'll just be huge statistics that will just destroy the teams by themselves. And you can see here a camo team that gets 3 dirty rat triggers, very creative team for pack 1, but it still loses to the Rhino, sadly, because the stats are just too good. I'm kind of feeling bad that I have to be destroying the weak teams and not the summon teams that the Rhino is supposed to destroy, but it is what it is. I'm at 8 wins at this point on turn 13, so it's kind of looking scary, but this loss put me at ease, contradictory enough, because I have more time to be finding Rhinos. And if I'm at 1 life, I will be facing opponents who also have 1 life. Therefore, the fights will be easier. At least in theory, I think that's correct. But yeah, this team should be good enough to win now with 5 units instead of the 3 that I was rolling with. And yeah, barely pulling off a win because of that last Rhino in the back. And this might be the turn where I win, depends if I find the Rhino or not, let's see. I think this is indeed the turn, let's see. Yeah, here it is. So I'll be doing some final buffs. I think I was very lucky to get the win. You can see the Rhino ability hasn't helped me even once. Like, it has popped Melon, but it hasn't resulted in a win, so I don't think it really counts as being useful. But yeah, this is going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the win. It's kind of simplistic, not very creative, but what can you do? Rhino is just that kind of unit. Like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I'll see you next time. Take care.